Hi everyone, welcome to your exercise programme. So make sure you have a look at the checklist below this video and make sure you've got a drink nearby, and also try and display your exertion scale or Borg somewhere near you, and make sure your surroundings are safe for you to do the exercise. I'm going to start the timer and we can get going on our 15-minute warm-up. Let's go. So we are going to march on the spot nice and gently at first, okay? So get those shoulders down away from ears and just make sure you've got a nice and upright posture. So gentle swinging of the arms, nice and relaxed in the upper body. So we're going to spend 15 minutes gradually increasing our heart rate over time. So we don't want to work too hard at first. If at any time I'm doing the exercises too fast for you, then please feel free to speed up a little bit or slow down depending on where your fitness is at the moment. Just keep in mind that this is supposed to be a really gentle warming through. So once we've done a few marches, let's go into some toe taps. We're just focusing on our lower body for this first part of the warm-up. So really gentle, really slow. Pointing and tapping your toe. So you're sort of mobilising your ankle at the same time. Pointing and tapping. Anytime you want to, you can slow down. Make it a little bit slower. If you're comfortable at that pace, keep going at that pace. Okay, switching into a heel dig. So this is where we tap our heels on the floor in front of us. We've got a soft bend in our supporting leg, just tapping our heel. Keeping repeating that. Again, play with the pace. So if you want to go a bit faster and you feel this is not going to warm you up at all, speed up just a touch. Or if you're finding it difficult, then slow down. Also, feel free to use something for support. You could use a chair or you could use a sideboard, whatever's near you. Well done. Let's go into our side taps. Point and tap your toe a small distance away from the side of your body. Still focusing on just your lower body. This is just our first round of the warm-up. We've got about 3 rounds to do on this. Couple more. Now into a back tap. On the back tap, we bend our supporting leg and we point and tap our toe behind. I'll show you from the side. Point and tap. Again, if you need a support and you find you're finding it difficult to balance, fingertips rest gently somewhere. Or you can just widen your stance, so your foot goes a bit further out to the side and keep your feet about hip distance. Well done. Back into a march. Let's mobilise the upper body a little bit. So let's start with some forward shoulder rolls. Let's just do about 5 of those. Big rolls. Well done. And then we'll change direction, roll the shoulders back. If this feels uncomfortable, then feel free to leave it out and just march. Well done, relax, back into our march. So now we can start lifting our knees a little bit higher. Maybe swinging our arms a little bit more. Excellent. Let's go again. So back into those toe taps. Remembering you can stand near your sideboard if you need a bit of support, or near a chair. That's fine as well. We're going to add on if you want to. You don't have to. We're going to push forward at chest height. Well done. So you're keeping those shoulders back. You're lifting your chest nice and proud. You're keeping this pace nice and gentle. Looks good. Okay, switch exercise. Get the lower body going first. So you're going to heel dig, tapping the heel, and then you're going to bicep curl. So for this one, just tuck your elbows into the side of the body and you're aiming to touch your shoulder. Still really slow, really steady. Nice. Keep him moving. You can always slow this down or speed it up. Okay, let's get the lower body going. So it's side taps again. Point and tap your toe. If this is too difficult for you, make the movement smaller here. So you're really minimizing the effort going into it. If it's way too easy, then you're going to take your foot further away from the midline of your body. Then, once you've got this, you're going to add in the arms. So the arm comes up, about in line with the shoulders, and down again. Well done. And now into our back tap. So get the legs going first, feet hip width, toe tap behind. Super. If you want to, add in the arms. Now, don't worry about which arm, which leg. Just lift one arm and lower it. The most important part is that we keep our legs moving gently. If it's difficult, you're here with your hands on your hips. Just point and tap toe. Soft knee bend in the front leg. We're just looking for that slow rise in heart rate. Nothing sudden, everything increasing gradually. Here's your option with your arms. Let's go back into our march. Time to do some stretches. So in the warm-up, we hold our stretches for around 8 to 10 seconds. Firstly, you've got an option here. So you're going to stretch out the chest. If you've had surgery recently, just lift the elbows and pull them out to the side gently. If that's easy, you're going to take the hands, place them behind the back and push your chest forward. So side on, here. Or this was your other option here. You just want to feel gentle tension across the chest. Whole time we're keeping our feet moving. This is keeping the blood coming back up to the top of the body. And also keeping our heart rate slightly elevated. Release the hands, bring them in front. You can either interlock the fingers and open the elbows gently, or if you find it easier, cross over the hands and push the hands forward. So this is your upper back stretch. Stretching between your shoulder blades. Excellent, release the hands, back into that march. So the march is getting slightly stronger. But don't be afraid, if you're getting out of breath, to really slow it down. That's fine. So you're here if you're feeling good. You're here if you're finding it difficult and perhaps you're new to exercise. So we've got a few leg stretches to do now. We're going to start with the calf stretch. So we're going to take our feet about hip width. I'm going to turn slightly side on so you can see better. So feet are hip width. We're going to take a nice long step back with our left foot. Place the heel down on the floor first. Breathe in gently. Then exhale and slowly bend into your front leg. Now you want to keep bending your front leg until you feel a stretch in your back leg, just down here in your calf. What you don't want to do is have your knee coming way over your toes at the front there. So what you might need to do is take a bigger step back. If you need support, then come nearer your sideboard or your chair and just gently use your fingertips to support you. Okay, back foot slides in, we change sides. We take our right foot back, we place our heel down and we bend slowly into our front leg. If it's too much, you bring your back foot in, you just take less of a stretch, less of a bend in the knee. If it's not enough, your foot goes further away, you slide into that front leg a bit more. Your hips are forward, okay? It's really important you keep your hips forward. That'll help you get a good stretch. Slide your back foot in. Now back into that nice strong march, keeping our heart rate up and elevated in between our stretches. Good. Next stretch is for the backs of the thighs. That's your hamstrings. Again, feet go hip width. You're going to take a small step forward with your left foot. Now place both your hands on your right thigh. Just bend your right knee slowly and take your hips back. So your chest is slightly coming forward. Here's your stretch down the back of your straight leg. All right. From the other view, it looks like this. So I've got one leg bent and one leg straight, okay? Good, slowly coming up, rolling shoulders, changing sides. So this time the right foot steps forward a small step. Hands rest on the left thigh. It's the left knee we're going to bend and slide those hips back. If you need some support, again, just reach for something at the right height. It might be the back of a chair or the sideboard. Just gently rest your fingertips and slide your hips back. Notice I'm keeping my head lifted throughout. That'll stop me getting dizzy when I come back up. And again, I'm feeling that stretch down the back of the straight leg. You might feel some tension around the other thigh, that's okay. Slowly we're coming up, we're rolling our shoulders back into that march. So you might be here. That might be enough for you and that's fine. You might need to really start to increase your effort now. Just preparing our body for our main session, for our conditioning part. Final stretch for the legs. It's the quad stretch, okay? So we've got two options here. Well, three actually. If you don't like the stretch, just go back into that march. If not, you can try it. So fingertips against something you can lean on. Reach around, outside hand, to either your trouser leg, or you can take hold of your foot. It's up to you. So you're nice and upright. Shoulders are back, chest is lifted. If it's difficult, it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, take hold here instead. Once you've done 10 seconds, release off, change legs. So again, leaning gently against something, reaching around, outside hand, outside foot, standing nice and upright. Good, release your foot. That's our stretches done. So we've just got time to do a little rewarm. So into a march. This time you can increase to a knee raise. So lifting your knee, tapping your hand onto your thigh. Good, lift and tap. If that's difficult, you're here. Just lifting your knee slightly higher than you would in your marching. Everything you can slow down or speed up. All right, or you can make bigger movements or smaller movements. Good, into toe taps. Option here, add in the arms. Without arms, looks like this. Trying to get that upper body warm now as well. Right, tapping the heels, bicep curling the arms. Notice I'm tucking my elbows into the side, keeping my posture nice and upright. Side taps, out to the side arm raise. Easy option is here. A lot smaller, a lot less effort. Good. Back into a march. If you want to increase further, into a gentle jog. Good. So that's our timer gone off. So I'm just going to pause it. Just keep marching on the spot. So at this point, I want you to try and find your heart rate or think about your exertion level. Okay, here we are, ready to move on to our conditioning. So this conditioning part's going to be 10 minutes long, okay? It's a good start. Let's go. Okay, we're going to start with a march or a jog on the spot. Remembering now, we want the intensity to come up a little bit from your warm-up. So I'm speeding up my march or I'm increasing gently to a jog. So we've got 1 minute stations and we're going to do 10 different exercises. So you're here if you want to slow down. Even here if you need to give your upper body a rest. Okay, so it's up to you where you are, but this is the exercise you're doing, a march or a jog for 1 minute. 3/4 of the way through now. About 10 seconds to go. Waiting for that timer. There we go. So we're going into a slower march now to do what we call an active recovery. We're going to go into a chest press with a march. So hands come up in line with the chest. We push forward gently. We pull back. Push forward, pull back. Good. So this just allows our heart rate just very slightly to come down a little bit or stabilise. And then we're going to work slightly harder again on the next one. So I'm not using resistance at the moment, but if you want to increase, you could use some resistance, some cans of food or some little water bottles. Or if you have them, some dumbbells at home. But for now, this is okay. If it's your first few weeks of your recovery, just stick with the movements. Okay, into the next exercise. This one's going to be a squat. So we're here, we've got a chair in case we need it for support. Our feet are at least as wide as our hips. A mini squat at first. So you're sitting the weight back, then you're standing up tall. Sit the weight back, stand up tall. If that's easy for you, take the hands away. You're going here. Inhale and exhale. If you want more again, just slightly bring the hands forward. Don't go too low at first. We can always increase over time. If you want less at any point, just a tiny little knee bend instead. You've got your chair for support. Into our active recovery again. So a gentle march, then we're going to bicep curl. So roll those shoulders back, tuck the elbows in, lift the arms and lower. Well done. Anytime you need a drink, just go and grab a drink, that's fine. Keep those feet moving. Well done. Keep it going. So we've only got 10 minutes on this video of work. Then we're back to our cool down. It's a good starting point. Nice and steady. Anytime you're finding it difficult, just slow it down and just move the feet. Keep moving on the spot. Good. Okay, into our next cardiovascular exercise. If you want the chair, use the chair. You can put your fingertips against the chair, toe tap behind. So try, if you are using the chair, just to use your fingertips. So you're only using it to help you with your balance. As that becomes easy and you get used to it over time, start to bring in the arms instead of using the chair. If you're still not quite confident enough to do that, just use one arm and keep swapping. Hopefully by now your heart rate's come up a little bit more than it was at the end of the warm-up. And your breathing should be starting to get a little bit deeper if this is the right level for you. So there's your option if you're finding it easier, you're speeding up. Good, into a little march. Just move that out of the way. So we're going back into that march. We're going to do something called an upright row. So for this one, our elbows come up just above our shoulders, then down again. And we're just gently marching on the spot. Good. So make sure you're sort of lifting your elbows rather than your hands. So you want your elbows to come up higher than your hands and then down slowly. So you're just sort of squeezing top of your shoulders, squeezing at the top. Good. Next cardiovascular exercise, side taps. So out to the side, point and tap your toe and add in arms if you want. So if you didn't want to do arms, just place the hands on the hips, point and gently tap your toe. If you want to increase the effort level, get that heart rate up a bit higher or work a little bit harder, add in those arms, bring them up to about shoulder height and down again. Good, this is called our side tap. Well done. And we want to increase that heart rate on this one. Anytime you feel unsteady, okay, just bring in your chair or your sideboard and do the same exercise, just gently using your fingertips to balance you a little bit. If you want to do with arms, with your chair, there it is. So you've got plenty of options to make this right for you. And if you're feeling super fit, then obviously take your arms away. Lift your arms up. Right, into our wall press. Just need to close this door a little bit so you can see. So if you've had surgery less than 12 weeks ago, then please just do a march with a mini pec deck. If you haven't, then you can go ahead and do this one. So you're going to breathe in and bring your body towards the wall. Exhale and press away. Breathe in and breathe out. Good, making sure this exercise is done nice and smoothly and nice and slowly. If you want to make it a little bit easier, bring your feet closer to the wall. And then there's less body weight going into the wall. All right, and less weight that you have to push away. If it's way too easy for you and you're used to doing a lot of upper body work, then take your feet further away. So you're having to work a bit harder. And try and always keep facing the wall when you're doing this one. Don't try and turn your neck. Couple more, or one more. And then back into the center. So we're on a step up now. So for this one, make sure that you are at the bottom step of your stairs and you use your banister for support at first. So just going on, off, off, on, off, off. Nice slow pace. Again, use your banister if you need to. If you don't need your banister, you can start to work a bit harder and a bit faster. Good. If that's too difficult at all for you, just try lifting your knee and pointing and tapping your toe. So that'll be good for your balance. And remember, your banister is there to give you a little bit of support if you need it. Plenty of options on that one as well. So our final exercise today is a march, so your active recovery with your arms lifting up and lowering down. Arms lifting up and lowering down. Good. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, try switching to your your front raise instead, sorry. Or you can do a combination of the two. Or if you're tired and you've had enough, leave the arms out. You could always try doing one arm, then the other arm. Plenty of options. Just try and keep moving for this last minute. Good. How long we got? 10 seconds. Come on, everyone. Well done, and that timer means you've completed your first workout. So, hope you have many more successful ones. Okay, final part of the exercise. That's our cool down. Equally important to any of the other parts. So I'm going to start our timer and we're just going to start bringing that heart rate down. So I'm going to start by marching. Okay, nice and steady, coming through the feet, just swinging the arms. Well done. I've got my chair there if I need it to help me with any of the stretches, or I can also use my sideboard here. You're not going to need the weights now, so we can pop them out the way if they're in the way at all. Good. So coming through into some toe taps. Point and tap your toe. Just a gentle raise of the arm if you want. Much slower, okay? Much easier than what we've been doing before. Well done. Keep that going. Notice our breathing rate and heart rate already coming down. Okay, tapping through the heels, bicep curling the arms gently if you want to. Well done. Good. Much slower than before, remember. Keep reminding yourself, we're on the slow down now, we're on the end part. Good. Some little side taps. Again, really slow, much more relaxed. Should be feeling pretty good now. Not too tired, hopefully. If you're really tired after the session and it really takes it out of you, then just consider doing a little bit less next time. Or if you feel great from it and you do it a few times through over the next week, then feel free to work a little bit harder. Just have a think about it after the session. Maybe note it down in your exercise diary. Okay, now little back taps. Just point and tap your toe. With or without support. Here's your with support, fingertips. With or without your arms, but with much slower, much less effort. Back into a march. Let's just do some more shoulder rolls, just like the warm-up. Rolling those shoulders a few times. Good. And then change direction. Nice. Well done. Into our first stretch. Let's start with our calves. So feet hip width. It's your base of support. Nice long step back with our left foot. Place the heel down. Slowly now bend into that front leg. If you feel a bit unsteady, try taking your feet wider. If you're still unsteady, then use the chair for support. That will look like this. Good. Well done. Release, slide your foot in, change sides. So your right foot's going back, your heel's going down, and you're slowly bending into that front leg. Don't be afraid. If you want, come a bit closer to the chair. That's okay. However much support you need, take it, that's fine. We hold these stretches for a little bit longer than we did in the warm-up. They should feel a bit easier as well. Slide your back foot in, back into that march. Still swinging the arms, but we're slowing again. Back into some toe taps. This time, let's leave the arms. Point and tap the toe. Really important we keep our feet moving in the cool down. If we suddenly stop exercise, we can get a little bit dizzy, a little bit lightheaded. So always best to cool down properly for the full 10 minutes. Into our hamstring stretch. So it's a small step forward with your left foot. Hands either go on your right knee or you can keep them for support near something. And you bend your right knee, you slide your hips back, you bring your chest forward. So either hands are on your bent leg or you can have it somewhere else for support. What's important is you're getting a stretch down here, the back of the straight leg, that's your hamstrings. Don't drop your head down too low, because you might get a little bit dizzy when you come back up. Taking your time, slowly, when you're ready, you're coming up, you're rolling your shoulders and you're changing sides. So you've got your right foot forwards, your hands this time resting on your left leg or again at your support, sit the weight back. Good. So if you're using a chair, you're doing exactly the same thing. You can have it beside you. Okay, so you're here. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. This is where you want to be stretching. A little bit longer. Taking your time, coming up, rolling your shoulders back into a little march. Well done. Let's go to some heel digs. Tapping the heel. Nice. Well done. I can really feel my heart rate's definitely coming back down now. Hope yours is too. Okay, into our quad stretch. So again, use your chair or your support if you want to, and certainly if you haven't done this stretch before. So you're reaching around with your outside hand for your outside foot. Now, if that's difficult, then straight away, if you realise it's difficult, take hold of your trouser leg instead. If that's still difficult or uncomfortable, just march through, okay? So you're either stretching or marching. This one's for your quad, front of your thigh. When you've done that one, turn around, change sides. So outside hand, outside foot, heel in towards your bottom. If you don't need support and you're confident, take away your hands. If you're still new to it, then keep your hand resting on a support. Very well done. Release the foot. Let's come back to our march. Couple more stretches to do now, both upper body stretches. So let's go into them now. So either elbows out to the side if you feel your sternum's uncomfortable. If that's not enough for you, take your hands gently behind your back and push your chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together. You want to feel mild tension across your chest. This shouldn't feel painful. If it's painful, then release off a little bit and just go to that arm opener instead. Well done, you're nearly there. Okay, release your hands, bring them in front, interlock the fingers, elbows go out, or cross over the arms and push the hands forward. Up to you. Whichever comes more naturally for you. So you can see I'm pushing arms forward, or I'm interlocking fingers and opening elbows. So it's up to you. You can drop your head down a little bit if it feels good. Release the hands. Back into that march. Okay, some little side taps. Some little back taps. and back into that march. Okay, time now for you to definitely grab a little drink. Keep those feet going just a little bit longer and have a think about where your exertion is now. So it should have come nearly all the way back down. Should be feeling like the effort on your body now is somewhere around here, perhaps very light, maybe an 8 or a 9. Good. Excellent. Make sure you note down what heart rates you got in your diary today and how you felt, how you found it. And then next time you'll know where to start or what you need to do to increase or improve what you've done. Or you can always have a chat with us. Okay, take your feet a little bit wider than your hip stance. And then gentle bend of the knees and breathe in. And a slow exhale out. Same again, bending the knees, bringing the hands up to about shoulder height and exhale down. Give yourself a little clap. Well done, really good work. Hope you found it okay and keep going. Excellent.